Hey everybody, Modern Day Nana here. I've got the sun beating in the window, but I thought the table would be the best place to get everything together to make some cookies, so hopefully that sun's not going to interfere with us. Okay, so we're down to it. We got to get some cookies made. And these are classic sugar cookies that I make every year. I pass the recipe on. Everybody loves them. They're super good. You know, there are a couple little tricks depending on what you do. So let's go ahead and make a batch and, I'll talk you through it. Okay, so we've got our mixer, but as the kids were growing up, and I raised 4 kids, I didn't have a nice big mixer. I used a little hand mixer. I'm sure I went through a few in my time, of making cookies, but whatever you got, a little hand mixer works just as well. All I have for a name for these is sugar cookies, and so that's what we'll go with. Okay. All right. Now to start out with, we need a couple of sticks of salted butter. Just going to throw them in there. They've been sitting out a little bit. So just a couple of, sticks that you get in the box of 4. And it's okay. They're a little soft. They're not super soft, but that's all right. You definitely don't want them melted. So we've got a couple of sticks of butter. Let's go ahead and give those just a little, get them softened up a little bit in our mixer. Now, we're also going to do a cup of oil. This is just canola oil, so whatever in that regard you have is fine. Okay. Alrighty. Then we want a cup of just, boy, I hope this is not, the light of that window is not interfering, but we'll just have to deal with it. This old cup, I feel like this old cup might have been my grandma's. I've got another 1-cup size. This is a 2-cup size. These babies are old, but I like them. I just use them. So a cup of just regular granulated sugar. We're just going to dump it in there. I don't get real super precise in my measurements. Okay. Then we need a cup of powdered sugar. Just confectioner's powdered sugar, icing sugar. This is going to, I think this adds in making these a nice tender cookie. I got this recipe originally from one of my girls' moms. She, that's the way you used to do before Pinterest and all that. You had a recipe book or you swapped recipes. And she brought these to something and they were so good that I asked her for the recipe, and she was gracious enough to give it to me because, some people probably still are protective of their recipes if they have something that they really like. Okay, then it says add 2 eggs. I've just got large eggs. If you're feeling particularly adventurous, you could just crack them right into your bowl of ingredients. I'm going to try to be a little cautious here and crack them in a bowl on the side, just in case we get some shell in there. We don't want to, nobody wants to bite into a crunchy cookie that's not supposed to have any crunch. Okay, dump those eggs in. So we've got the 2 eggs. I'm just going to dump this all in the mixer as it's going. I know some people and some recipes call for mixing your dry ingredients. Probably a lot of them do. Honestly, I never do that. I don't know. I guess I don't see the point. You know, do what you want. So we've got a teaspoon of baking soda. I generally just buy generic ingredients. You know, whatever's local. A teaspoon of salt. I'll just open the salt shaker. These also are old. How cute are these? I have a set of these. How adorable are those? You say a teaspoon? Dump her in. Now the salt is important because you know it cuts that sweet. Teaspoon of vanilla. There's a little dab left in this. Let's use this. What did I say, a teaspoon? Yep. Okay, that's about, let's give it another little, there we go. All right, well, we can put that one in the trash. Okay, teaspoon of vanilla. Secret ingredient. Makes your nice, tender cookies. I'm gonna take the lid off. Okay, I got vanilla on that teaspoon, so I'm just gonna do a couple of half teaspoons there. All right. Okay. Now here is another key in this recipe. It calls for 4 cups of flour. That is if you're not rolling them out. I stopped doing roll-out cookies a long time ago. When my kids were little, of course, we did the whole let's roll them out and decorate them, and you know, a lot of fun. But it takes time, and so pretty much stopped doing that unless we do a baking day with the kids. So I don't want to confuse you, but if you're just going to do like a drop cookie, you want 4 cups of flour. If you're going to roll them out, you're going to need about another cup. But we're not doing that in this recipe. So, okay, this is a 2 cup. Let me do a cup at a time. Okay. Let's put this guard on. Oh, we still got butter up there. Okay, let's just do a cup at a time. So there's 1. So, yeah, you know, y'all saw me if you watched the videos. I got the house decorated. Here's 2. Three. I've struggled a little bit with getting everybody something for Christmas. And I put the word out. I've asked the girls, what do you want me to get your kids? You know, gift giving is just not my, it's not my big thing. I'm not a shopper. I don't love all of that. Uh-oh, popping outside a little. So, and I am stressing out a little bit about it, and you know, that's not what we want to do. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. Okay? Now you want to do this just enough to get it incorporated, but you do not want to overbeat that. The more you handle, the more you handle your dough, the tougher your cookies are going to be, okay? Nobody wants tough cookies, right? I don't. So, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, I'll try to scoot this closer, or I can bring the thing up to you. It's a pretty light, airy, I'm like, it's a light, airy dough, okay? Let's scrape it off. Anyway, so all that to be said about the stressing and the gifts. I think everybody's just going to get gift cards. You know, I mean, it's not like, obviously my kids are grown and they're going to get all the cool stuff they want from their parents. So I'm going to let myself off the hook with this. And, you know, that's probably some deep, like, thing I have. You know, as all those kind of traumatic Christmas experiences go. Yeah. And I'm just going to let myself off the hook and give everybody money or a gift card, right? They can get what they want. That's what they want to do anyway. So, you know, why am I fussing with myself over this? Anyway, so that's my plan there. Let me stick this in the sink real quick. Okay, so that is as easy as that was. No biggie. No biggie at all. Okay. Now, sorry, I'm kind of off here. I just got a couple of old cookie sheets. You know, it's one of those deals. These cookie sheets are old as the hills. I mean, this baby's worn in, as you can see. But they work great. Actually, what I do is, you know, I just take some parchment paper and lay down. And then that way you can just pull it off and you don't have to deal with, you know, taking them with a spatula off the pan and all that, and you can kind of have a good system going. So we're going to do that. Now what I do, let me get my sugar. This is just the regular granulated sugar. I just pour some in a bowl, and I will just pour some granulated sugar in a bowl. I will just take my cookies and, you know, again, you got a cookie scoop, that's great. I usually just take my fingers and do about a walnut size and plop it into the sugar. Now, here's the thing about this. Okay, you got your walnut size. Okay, we're not squishing this down, all right? We are using this with light, tender hands, lightly rolling it, lightly. I did not press down on that, except just the littlest bit to make it into kind of a circle. If you wanted to use a cookie scoop, I've had cookie scoops. I don't know. Something always seems to happen with them. So, you know, but light, a light touch. We're not squishing it, right? We're just lightly touching it. I'm going to roll it in the sugar and place it on the pan. Okay, now this is just a standard cookie sheet size. So I'm thinking we can get 4 across. Well, 4 down, depending on how you look at it, and 3 across. Okay, lightly plop them in the bowl of sugar. You know, I do 3 or 4, get them in there, and then give it a shake. Shake it around. Put them on your cookie sheet. Okay. And we can go ahead, and I've got the oven heating to 350. No, hold on a second. Yep. Oh, hold on. This recipe says 370. Okay. I don't know why. You know, we need to bump that up 20 degrees. I mean, the interesting thing about baking is, okay, my hands are gooey, but I'm gonna do this oven real quick. Okay. All right. Okay. You know, it's a science. And I guess science can be, you know, fudged a little bit, but because, like I said, I'm not really that precise with my recipes. All right, so I'm just going to take the bottom of this cup because it's what I've got. I am going to just put the bottom of my cup in sugar and push down on this cookie. Okay, that way it won't stick. Okay, so that is a little better angle. Let's see if, okay, can you see that? Okay, now see how tender, did you see how that, you got to be careful, but it is all in, not handling these any more than you need to. Okay, uh-oh, that one's kind of sticking. There we go. Just be light and gentle with it. Sugar the bottom of your cup, whatever you use, good between each one. Okay. Scoot this over. It's getting a little close to the side here. Okay. All right, now we have some options here. Of course, we always have lots of options. I usually, let me get out here. I usually ice mine with a cream cheese icing, which really makes them. But you can do whatever you want. You could leave them like this. You know what I had, and we can do, I bought some green and some red sugar. So I could have dipped my spoon in that and done them. And I also bought these, which were at Walmart. And they look like little stencils. Let's open these real quick. Oh, so maybe you can do these as icing. Okay, so it's got this. You could put, oh, that's for quite a bit bigger cookie. Let's see. You see that? See how that stencil on there? Let's shake a little bit of you know what? I'll take the scissors and I'll just poke a hole in here so we don't have the whole thing open. Okay, I just poked a hole in the, let's just do one. You know what? I don't think, no, it's not going to work on that because I already put sugar on it, but I bet we can try it on the next batch. Let's try it on the next batch. Let me pop these in. It says 12 minutes. timer for 10. Just because I'd rather be safe than sorry, right? So this is just cheap old parchment paper. We'll turn it upside down, that way it won't curl up on us. And like I said, I'm going to do about 3. I'm just reaching in here with my hands. And, you know, that's just practice and experience in making a million cookies, right? To get the sizes all about the same. So just roll them around in the sugar, and stick them on your parchment paper on your baking sheet. Okay. And we'll do it that way. And I'm heading into work later. I've got to go see my mom. And I made some breads last night, and I actually did try to film it, but it was a hot mess, so you're not going to be seeing that. But I made some lemon bread, and I made some pumpkin bread. The lemon bread everybody loves. I froze a couple of loaves, and of course had to leave one out to eat myself and my son, and then left one of the loaves of lemon bread out for one of the girls and a loaf of the pumpkin bread out for the other one to run them over to their families. Okay, all right, so I think we'll just go ahead and do the same thing, because I'm probably going to ice them all. So I'm just going to, you know, stick my back of my cup in the sugar and flatten them out. Again, you know, use your own best judgment on flattening your cookies out. I would say they're not quite a quarter, but kind of in between a quarter and 1/8 of an inch thick. Okay, and there again, that's your preference. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these in too, and I'll just watch them. I like to just let the edges brown. I don't like my cookies real crispy. I mean, sometimes they get that way. You know, you just end up with a variety when you're baking, you know, unless you're just sitting there watching them. You get busy and whatever. It's good to have a timer on. All right, let me see. What did I do? I need something to put... Oh, lost my end on my spatula here. Let me grab something to put these in. And we can make some icing. Okay, again, I'm trying to be careful here. I'm not manhandling this dough. I'm really trying to be as gentle, even though I'm doing this for you guys. I wouldn't normally transfer it into another container, but because we want to use this for icing, you know what? I'm not even going to clean this out. All right, so the icing is super easy. We take a 16-ounce no, it's not a 16-ounce, and it's an 8-ounce. You know, I just took it out of the box already. It's just one of those little boxes of cream cheese. I usually get it out and set it out at the start of when I start the cookies. You know, it's still cold, but it'd be fine if it wasn't also. Okay, so we've got a cream cheese and we've got 2 sticks of salted butter. And this is just an old standard. I probably started using this buttercream or cream cheese recipe. I think initially it was with a recipe for a carrot cake that I started making years ago. Okay, let's get that going. Okay, so we've got our cream cheese and our 2 sticks of butter. I'm just going to do some shakes of salt. You don't need a bunch, but the salt really helps to counteract that. I mean, maybe like an eighth of a teaspoon. I'm just doing some shakes in there. It really helps to counteract that all the powdered sugar we're fixing to put in there. Again, maybe like a teaspoon of vanilla. Yeah, I'd say a teaspoon. Let me look at these cookies. They're about there. And then I would say I usually do about a half a bag of sugar. So I think that would end up being, oh, I don't ever measure it, but here I'll measure it for you guys. Okay. Okay. Here's 2 cups. Let's put this back on it. Otherwise it's going to be a mess. Okay. Okay. So there's our 2 cups of powdered sugar. Let's do 2 more cups. Okay, so that's 4 cups. So that's 4 cups of powdered sugar. I'd say that's looking pretty good. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a good consistency. So we'll say 4 cups. Okay, so here's our cookies. There's the one we put sugar on, if you can see that. Okay. So I'm just going to take these and put them over here on the counter and slide them off the paper. Or not off the paper, off of the pan. Okay, so we're ready to go again with our pan. And our cookies are over there cooling. And that works out. Right? Okay. Light, tender touch, right? Light, airy touch when you roll them. Everything about it is a light touch. Like I said, handle them as the least you need to. And when you do handle them with a gentle touch. Even when I take the cup and press them down, I'm not being heavy-handed at all with it. Okay. Give everybody enough room here. Okay, see? This one on the end looks a little big. It's all right. So, dip in the sugar if you need to get more. And give them a nice little press down. If you press them down too much, you're going to end up with an obviously thinner, probably crispier cookie. Now, if you like that, then that's a deal. Everybody likes their cookies differently, right? Okay. Now, when I took those, when I took that first batch out, I popped the other batch I had in there onto the top rack. So now I'm going to pop these in. And it's on the bottom rack, but the ones on the top rack are done. And they definitely look a little crispier than the first batch. See what I'm saying? But that's good, because you got some people that like a crispier cookie, right? And let's get another piece of parchment paper. Oh, here it is. I feel like we're getting close to the end, so I feel like we can get these cookies in and then we can get some iced. Now, you know, if your pan's hot, this pan's still hot. I'm going to put a little more sugar in here. Whoop, that was a little more than a little. You guys see that? It's okay if the pan's still hot. You know, it's not going to hurt them. Plop them on there. Get them going. I mean, it can be like a little assembly line. You know, we're all busy. And I guess, you know, it's just all what is important to you, right? What you want to do with your time. And, you know, especially now at the holidays, we are really pressed, right? Everybody's pressed. Everybody's pressed for time. And, you know, just like earlier, I was talking about getting presents. It's just what you want to concentrate on and what's important in the scheme of things. Really, what's important. Okay, so we got another batch. I'm going to do a little press down. The oven's going to be going off. All right, let's get her going here. And having some yummy treats. I mean, whoopsie, that one broke. It's all right. Put your back together, baby. There you go. You're fine. Good as new. Yeah, having some yummy treats is synonymous with Christmas to me. It's synonymous with my children. So, you know, I'll take the time to make that happen. All right, I'm going to pop these in. I have made a mess. Okay, so there's 2 in there right now. I mean, I could do another cookie sheet and have it ready, but yeah, it's fine. It looks like we've got 1 more left. Let's go ahead and clean off our beater. So this is going to be a little more than what you need for that batch of cookies, depending on how thick you want to put it. But, you know, it saves really good too. Oh, remember yesterday here? No. You don't remember. I tried to do the video and it was a hot mess. So you wouldn't remember because you're not going to see it. But one of the things had this tub of sour cream in it, one of the breads. And I was saying this is a good little one to save, you know, if you need to stick something in there. Case in point, this leftover icing will be good to stick in here. Because then we can use this, we can mix it in with a batch when we make more, or just use it and then make a new batch. And this is just a good basic sour cream or cream cheese frosting. So it's good on lots of stuff. You know, quick breads, spice cakes, carrot cake, applesauce cake. You know, it's got lots of uses. Like I said, it was originally for a carrot cake recipe that was pretty involved, but was really good. We could make sometime. Anyway, okay, so let's see. I'm gonna need 1 more thing, I think, of parchment for this next batch. This is just Dollar Tree. And, you know, price per price, 6.66 yards. I'm not sure, like, you know, in buying a big one, but I was there, so I bought a bunch. All right, we got 1 more batch to go. Oh, hold on, we already did our paper. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. All right, so that's going to be 3, 6, 9. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to say 5 dozen. Okay, so I'm going to say this makes about 5 dozen walnut-sized decent-sized cookies. Okay, and let's get these put on here, and we'll go ahead and just do some basic icing ones so you can see. And I'm going to have to leave you for now. All right. Okay, let us set this aside. And let's bring these kiddos back over. Oh, they look good, you guys. All right. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could take your icing and you could put it in different little bowls and you could color it different colors. Definitely done that before. I'm just going to take a butter knife here just to give you guys the idea. And again, some people don't want a ton of icing. Some people don't even care for this kind of icing. My daughter makes a different kind of icing to put on hers. Okay. So I'm going to say that looks about like, a teaspoon. Something like that. Looks like about a teaspoon. Or a little over, depending on, right? And like I said, I just take it right out of the bowl. This would not make good decorating. You know, if you were going to like do the cutout cookies and do the decorating, I think you'd need like a royal icing for that. Yeah, this wouldn't work. But if you like the cream cheese, which we all seem to like that pretty well, then this makes for a good icing for these cookies. And these cookies are nice and crispy, but light and airy. Okay. And what we'll do now, just my basic, what I end up doing, just to give them a little, and you know, you could do different things here. I just like the nice flavor of the cookie and that cream cheese icing. What I'm going to do is just take my red sugar and put it on some of them, and of course you could mix it or, you know, do whatever you want, but I'm just going to put some green on some of them and some, okay. All right, let me get a plate. Okay, this is just my everyday plates. It's just that Fiesta ware. Okay, so now I would let these sit out. You can't stack them or you're going to have your icing all sticking to each other, and, you know, again, nobody wants that, right? When I, okay, when I put them away, which I'm going to leave these sit out for now. When I put them away, I just take and basically put them in a big plastic tub container. And I will just layer these. I'll let the icing, because when you let the icing sit a while, it starts to get a film on the top of it. So let them sit out a while before you pack them away. You can just pack them in an airtight container. Just a second, I'll show you what I get, what I use. I have a deeper one somewhere. This is not going to hold all these. The deeper one I've got will, but can't find it right now. Okay, so this is what I do. Right? So when I go to pack them away, I'll pack them away like this. And then I'll just put the next one on top of it, right? So that the icing is protected. All right, guys, just so I can show you what I'm talking about here. Hold on a second. So I can show you what I'm talking about here. See what I'm talking about layering? When you go to, you know, stack these up. Just even see now, they're still not, I just put the icing on them, but just make sure that you put a piece of parchment paper between your layers of cookies and you'll be fine, even if you have to pack them away before, you know, the icing's gotten a little bit hard on them, okay? All right. I gotta head out. I'm gonna go see my mom, take her some goodies and visit her a little bit, and then go to work. And yeah, I'll see you soon. We'll do some more things. I'd like to, I always make caramels. We'll see what all we get done. Today's, yeah, I mean, so we're getting, you know, we're getting close. But anyway, okay. So Modern Day Nana, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.